So how do you get better if you're one of the best ones at the field? My name's Greg, you're watching How to Play Paintball. All right, so I wanted to do a quick video here on just some tips on how is it that you can still improve as a player, even if you are one of the best players at the field. Now that does happen where you might be one of the top 5 or 10 players at your field, and there's usually, 50 people, 100 people there that weekend. How is it that you can go and still be improving even though you're not playing against the best competition? So sometimes that is going to happen, and I understand, like we're lucky here in Florida. There's a lot of great players here. Maybe you're in Texas. Texas has a great group of really amazing players in that area, like our guys that live in the Baltimore area or the DC area that practice. Revo is up there, so another great team that they can play against. But sometimes you're in the middle of nowhere and all you have is a D3 team at best that you can practice against, and maybe you are good enough to be playing D2, semi-pro, maybe even getting into pro. So if that's the case, you still want to be improving, and I understand it can be difficult. I know before I went pro, I flew up to Chicago to drill for 1 day with Ronnie Dizon, just trying to make it where I can get better. I'm not rich by any means. It was something that, looking back, was great, but if I didn't go pro, maybe it wasn't the wisest decision, so who knows. But you still want to try to do the things that are going to make you improve. If you need to move somewhere and you have a dream of playing pro, go to those areas where it's kind of the mecca of paintball. PB Fit's great. So over in, was it Waxahachie in Texas, there's some great teams out there. Then you also have X Factor's Field, amazing teams out there as well. Here in Central Florida, we have some great teams that you can play against, great players you can play against. In California, of course, like Camp Pendleton, all of those kinds of fields, you want to go to where it is that your competition is the best. But I also understand that it's not cheap to play paintball, and it's something that can be difficult. So you want to make the most out of your times at the field. So if you are one of the better ones at the field, and there are some people that are just going to be super talented in that way, what you want to do is put yourself in bad situations. Put yourself in a situation that you normally wouldn't go into. If you usually play the Dorito side, try to dive into a pin instead. Put yourself in every field layout's different, so it's hard to say like always play this bunker, but try to make it where I'm going to stay in this bunker as long as I can. I want to try to fight and work on my gun skills with that. I'm not going to go and run and bunker someone. I'm not going to go and do those kinds of things, because maybe you're playing against someone that isn't that great at keeping containment and you're able to just run down the field. Well, that doesn't help you get better. What you can do is make it where Jose and I have actually done this before, where we were practicing against a lower ranked team, lower ranked players, and we said, okay, so we're playing, I think we were playing down bodies even. We're allowed to ramp off the break, but you can only snap out and shoot 2 or 3 balls at a time. That was it. So what we were putting ourselves in was a situation where your first couple balls had to be on point. So if they were off, you had to snap back in and then come back out and shoot again. You couldn't run and gun. So if I tried to run, maybe I could only shoot those 3 balls, but I had to dive into the next spot. I'm making it where it's more difficult. Maybe you usually play the Dorito side, go and play snake. Make it where you're playing a position that you don't usually do. Today, I played the center, I played the snake, I played the Dorito side. I was jumping around all over the place. Who knows what actually happens on the field, but putting yourself out of your comfort zone is going to help you be a better player. You're going to be able to be ready if you, for some reason, if I play more of a 3 spot, or maybe I need to dive into the snake, well, I can't make my excuse, well, I usually play the center and the Dorito side for the Kings. It doesn't matter. If I need to go and win a point on the snake side for my team, I need to be able to go and do that. In the same way that all of our snake players should be playing on the Dorito side as well. They need to go and make sure that they know how to play every single position. So yeah, so maybe put yourself in a situation where I'm going to work on just 1 ball instead of it being even 2 or 3. We might have even done that, I'm not sure. I think it was just the 2 or 3 balls, but it probably would have been better just to do a 1 ball. So 1, you're not even using a lot of paint, so that's going to save you money, but also you're working on getting that first shot on, so that way when you do play a better team and you do play better players and you're playing at full strength, you're making it where you are being super accurate even when you're ramping. So of course, like I said, going and playing a position that you don't usually play, playing and putting yourself in bad situations. You can also make it where I'm not allowed to move from this bunker. my goal is to stay at this bunker, maybe it's even one of those bad bunkers, I'm gonna stay here until I absolutely have to, or maybe if everyone dies around me, then I'm allowed to move. Or you can make it where you have other situationals. We are not allowed to move until we know exactly where every single player is on the field and what everyone is doing on the field. Make that a situational. It's gonna help you to still improve, even if it is that you're playing against Division 4, Division 5, brand new players. It won't make a difference because you're putting yourself at a disadvantage to make it where you're gonna be able to improve as a player. The other thing that you can do is, of course, limiting paint. You know, when I go out and play, actually before getting ready for, what was it, Chicago, for the Windy City Open with NXL, we got to the point that I was like, I'm taking out like 10 or 11 pods. But we're practicing against Energy, some semi-pro teams. We're making it where we're getting ready for an event. I'm gonna go full strength at those guys. That's just how we all are playing. But maybe you could even put it where I'm only going to be able to use a hopper and a pod, and that's it. So you have to make it where even if you still put on all the paint that you usually do, have that extra weight, again, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, making it where you are still able to improve as a player while still having fun. So that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If there is something else that I'm forgetting, of course, put that down in the comments down below. Maybe you have a tip that would be something beneficial to our whole community here of How to Play Paintball. Thank you to those here at CFP that said hi. I know there were 2 of you. I know Kim, and I didn't get the other guy's name. You were wearing a, I'll look past that you were wearing a Dynasty shirt, not a ML Kings or How to Play Paintball shirt, but that's okay. But thank you so much for the support for you guys and everyone else. Thank you so much for that. So be on the lookout. Every Monday I have a new video, and of course when World Cup rolls around I'll have those playing critiques, and I will of course have the daily vlog. Make sure you guys are tuned in and subscribed and hit that bell button, so that way I am going to be doing a giveaway, but there's going to be a little bit of a twist with it at World Cup, so it's going to be something kind of fun for you guys, so just a little bit of a teaser for you. So I will see you all in the next video, and as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.